Hello YouTubers, this is Cessnaace back again with another video, this time concentrating on video games. Surprise, surprise. You'll have to bear with me, I underwent oral surgery last week and the antibiotics they have me on really doing a number on me. I've got a homebrew here, but before I get to it, I think what I'll do is go to the loose Genesis games that I picked up. This is from Codemasters, Cosmic Spacehead. And a game based on a TV series that really wasn't all that good. Had a lot of hype surrounding it though when it came out. Sequest, DSV. Okay, the homebrew is from Super Fighter Team. Now, Super Fighter Team has done a number of homebrews for the Genesis / Mega Drive, but this isn't one of them. Now, this game originally came out in 2009, and it sold out. And I didn't discover it about this game until after it was sold out. So I pre-ordered the next batch. And so much time elapsed from the time that I pre-ordered from the next batch to now that I had totally forgotten that I pre-ordered it. But they sent me an email stating that the game was now in and they were preparing to ship. Well, they have shipped Zaku for the Atari Lynx. Now, the text in the manual and on the back of the box are in English and then again in French. Okay, for the Genesis we have Powermonger from Electronic Arts. Thick case, no wee little winky on top. Now, the manual is in pretty good condition. However, this was obviously a former rental because it had a sticker on it that said basically do not remove, and somebody removed it and left that ugly mess behind. Okay, I got a couple games for the Sega Master System. I may have one of these games, I may have both of these games. It's hard to keep track sometimes. But these cases are in such nice shape that I went ahead and ordered them, and I figured, well, if I already do have them, I have them in better cases now, plus which these are both complete. Rambo, First Blood Part 2. Actually saw that film in theater. Wee little winky. Manual. And cartridge. Complete. Okay, this one supports the light phaser, which I have a light phaser. Gangster Town. There's a winky on top. manual, and cartridge. Complete. Now, I have been adding a lot of videos to my collection, so I really need to get back into doing the 10 video ad series, because I have 60 or so VHS tapes I haven't shown, about 20 Laserdiscs I haven't shown, and I've got 12 more that are coming, and plethora of other formats, including quite a few VCDs, a format still being supported, obviously, because both of these films came out theatrically in 2012. Big Blue Lake. I'll show these more in depth when I get around to doing a video on them, on my VCD ads. The Great Magician. Okay, I have been ordering a lot of CDs lately. Imports mostly. Now, I had already received last week packages containing 4 Swedish pop CDs. Just still need to show those. Today, I got a package with 2 more. Just briefly, this is a 2 CD set. And as far as DVDs are concerned, I've been going kind of crazy because I'm on oldies.com's website, and I've gotten some really good deals. I got this one for $1.99. So I'll be showing these again when I do another ads video. This is a film that, even though I'm an admirer of the director who made it, I have put off watching it for the longest time, because the few bits of footage that I have seen of this movie are very disturbing. A Clockwork Orange. This also was $1.98. I think because it's been discontinued, there's a newer release out, apparently. This includes commentary by Malcom McDowell and historian Nick Redman, and includes the original theatrical trailer. Now, in a fairly recent interview that Malcom McDowell did that has wound up on YouTube, he mentioned that he had a lot of friends at the time this film came out that lived in New York, and he went into a theater that was showing A Clockwork Orange, and I think he misinterpreted the audience. McDowell said that after the film ran, nobody moved, nobody talked, nobody made any sounds. They just sat there, and the credits continued rolling and got to the end, and they just sat there. And his interpretation was, of these Americans, they don't understand irony. Well, after I watched this, I had the same reaction. I sat there, and I was thinking and digesting what I had just seen, and trying to come to grips with the fact that at the beginning of the film, Malcom McDowell's character is a real nasty guy. But towards the end of the film, he becomes very sympathetic, and you are actually rooting for him, even though earlier in the film you see him brutally rape a woman. That was one of the things that made me, anyway, just sit there and think about how did Kubrick and how did McDowell pull that off? In any event, if you can handle it, I recommend this film. This is the R-rated version. When it first came out, it was rated X, but a few snippets were made, taken out of the film, and it got an R rating. Now, one thing I want to point out is that when this film played in the UK, it had a successful run of about 61 weeks, and was still playing to packed houses. But the problem was that there were a rash of violent crimes in the UK committed by teens, and every time they got caught, a Clockwork Orange made me do it. A Clockwork Orange made me do it. So the press really went after Stanley Kubrick. Even though Stanley Kubrick was an American, by that time he and his family were living in England, and he was getting death threats. Real tolerant people. Anyway, he called Warner Brothers, and he said, I just can't go on this way. I can't live this way. My kids are both in school, and so Warner Brothers, even though the film was still making a lot of money in the UK, Warner Brothers pulled it out of the UK. It was still showing to packed houses in the US. In fact, the New York Times liked it. Now, there are quite a few scenes in this film that are very disturbing. So I was interested to see the theatrical trailer, because I didn't think that they could do a trailer that would make you want to see something like that. Well, the theatrical trailer is quite ingeniously constructed. It is comprised of rapid cuts, and it's done, well, on YouTube the theatrical trailer, or what they call the original theatrical trailer, has different music than the theatrical trailer that's on here. This uses a piece of music that is in the film itself, which is William Tell's Overture, done 5 times faster than it should be played. And to that are all these real rapid cuts. Really ingenious trailer. And kind of subliminal too, because when they would show something that was disturbing, it was only on there for about a second and it was gone. But your mind would hold on to it. Maybe unconsciously, but would hold on to it. I'm going to have to order a lot more from here, because I was going through here and noticed The Life of Riley with Jackie Gleason. Now, The Life of Riley had started off as a very popular radio sitcom, and it starred William Bendix as Riley. But William Bendix was in great demand as a character actor in films, and when it came time to do the series, he was committed to the film. So they got Jackie Gleason. That was in 1949. Lasted 1 year. Then a few years later, 53 or somewhere around there, it came out again, this time with William Bendix as Riley, and it lasted something like 5 years that time. But the only reason TV show from that era survives is because Jackie Gleason had it in his contract that whenever he was on television, they had to create a kinescope. This was obviously before videotape. But they would take a film camera, motion picture film camera, and they would aim it at a television monitor, and through a series of gears and so forth, they would compensate for the fact that, well, 35mm film has 28 frames per second, whereas NTSC video has 30. So to compensate for that. In the opposite direction, as far as PAL is concerned, because PAL only has 25 frames per second. Anyway, I know I'm getting way off the mark, and I need to go. So until next time, stay awesome.